I am Tom at Just One Pack, and this is AC On, the short Alpha Clash podcast, where I talk all things Alpha Clash on my way to work. Well, usually to work. Today I'm driving home from the airport after having spent the weekend at ClashCon, the first con for Alpha Clash. And last week I made a wish list of things I would hope that we would get in 2025 or before 2025 in some instances. And well, we've got some answers now, so I want to share what we learned from ClashCon in relation to what I wished for. So let's dig into that. So one of the things I wished for or had on my wish list was a new 2-year plan. Now, last year we got this 2-year plan spanning 2024-2025, and things have started are not panned out exactly right according to that. So one of my first wish was for a new updated plan. Now, we didn't get a 2-year plan, but we did get a plan for 2025, and that fulfills my wish list. The thing is that there is a lot of things coming in 2025 all the things that I don't think they either cancelled or just plain forgot about. They neither cancelled or forgot about. So we saw the new 2025 plan, and it is plentiful. There's going to be loads to talk about, and actually fulfilling one of the other wishes in a way I did not think it would be fulfilled. So I've got actually a couple of the other wishes. So we didn't get a 2-year plan, we got a 1-year plan, but that looks amazing, to say the least. So I'm going to say that wish was fulfilled in full. The second wish I made was to have new lore that tells the story of characters, both of new characters, that we sort of get more story. So we had the original, we had the novel, and we had the graphic novel, which sort of covers the same thing. And then we had the comic book, the first issue of the comic book, Talk Therapy, which was sort of a side quest. And I wanted more ways to do this. Now, the way they are delivering on that, and we're probably going to talk a lot more about that at a later point, but the way they are delivering on that, Writing Empire Studio, is that the next novel will come out in 2025. Excellent. Writing a novel a year is quite a lot of work. So the next one coming out in 2025 is pretty good. And it's going to follow the naming convention of the set. So the first set was called Awakening, and the first novel was called Awakening. And the fifth set, which coming out March 28th, is called Equilibrium, and the next novel is also going to be called Equilibrium. So there's a connection there. Also, they sort of promised earlier that there would be more comic books, and the way that is going to tie in is really, really clever. So the comic books will follow the set releases. So there will be 2 or 3 comic books per set telling the story around the set. I did not expect that. I thought maybe a comic book a year and a novel every second year, whatever it might be. But now we're actually going to get quite a lot of comic books. The first edition, the first edition would be Talk Therapy. The first edition next year will be an LGS special edition, where you can only get it at local game stores that sell Alpha Clash. I'm gonna try to get my hands on a copy of that, and hopefully that will be a success. But I love that idea that supporting the physical game stores in that way. Also, driving a bit of interest for the comic books, expanding the universe. So we're going to get a lot more lore next year, which is absolutely perfect. I'm really excited about that, and it delivers on my second wish. Not in the ways I thought, but in I thought we were going to go the sneaky route, trying to find ways to put more lore in, to have an idea of tidbits from here and there, and they just went full tilt and pushed novels and comic books, the plain old way to push lore, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm excited by that. I'm really looking forward to that. The next thing I put on my wish list was an interesting game movement, an interesting tidbit into the game. And I kind of thought that they already delivered that by introducing the progenitors as a contender and as a whole affiliation. Now, they might not do, if I heard correctly, they might not do the whole progenitor affiliation setup just yet with the equilibrium where Alphasta will come as a contender, but there won't be Clash cards, for instance, to support that affiliation. So they will tie into other affiliations, at least for equilibrium. What comes next in set 6 and 7, nobody knows. Well, someone knows, but we don't know. So I kind of thought that already was there. My wish was not to have a ton of new keywords or special abilities, or by having something new introduced, and they delivered in the progenitors. But that is far from all of it. Next year, and I'm very certain that we're going to talk a lot more about it next year, around summer, there will be a PvE mode. So if you don't know what PvE is, that's player versus environment, which means that you play against the games, so to speak. As far as I understood, it's a cooperative game, so you play with the same cards as in the TCG, or sort of, but against an AI. More details on that at a later date. I just want to mention that there will be a PvE, and when I thought about or wished for new mechanics, I had no idea that they would do something like this, like a PvE. That, to its fullest, covers my wish for having new and interesting ways to play the game, new mechanics, a new something to be bold. They're bold and they're moving very, very quickly. I'm super impressed. So we are going to get PvE, but we're also going to get progenitors, but we're also going to get an official multiplayer format. I didn't get a chance to play it, which seems weird considering I've been doing nothing but playing Alpha Clash all weekend. But I didn't get a chance to play the new multiplayer format. It's called Gambit, It will be out early next year, the official rules, and it has some really interesting twists that sets it apart from other multiplayer formats. There is an interaction with the portal or portals that makes it that sort of leans into the politics of multiplayer format, which is one of the great things about multiplayer. So, for my third wish, I got PvE, I got progenitors, and I got an official multiplayer format. I could not be more happy with the outlook for that. So, thumbs up. It will come drizzling over the year of 2025, but yeah, third wish granted. So, the fourth wish was I'm going to go to the fifth wish because that's an interesting bit to that. And the fourth is the only one we didn't hear, so it's still pending. So the fifth wish is more content. So what happened was that Josh took content creators aside at the conference and had a chat about how to do better, how we better could help, and how we could be better as content creators. It was a great chat, a lot of new input. I'm really excited to put some of it to use, but it was really, really good. Although they sort of pointed out things that they could not do, so if we thought that things are missing, we had to do it, and I completely understand. He didn't lean into them, meaning writing in Post Studio would produce more different kind of content or more content. When I thought about more content, I was thinking about long form to some extent, and I don't know whether that will be or not from writing in Post Studio. I really hope that the podcast will go back in action, but yeah, let's see. 2025 isn't even started yet, so maybe there will be more content, and maybe there'll be more consistent content. There is a lot to talk about from their side of the table, and yeah, well, the wish is still there. So let's see if it happens. So the fourth, since I twisted the numbers a little bit here. The last of the wishes I had was an introduction of a promotional promo, if that makes sense. So the wish for in my notes I called it a contender, a contributor promo. Something like what they did in the very start with giving away a recognition to people who moved the game at some level. That could be cosplayers, that could be, of which there were none, maybe as next year, at ClashCon at least. It could be cosplayers, it could be local game stores, it could be content creators, it could be whatever. Whenever there was someone doing something extraordinary in terms of making a community and contributing to making the game grow and get better. So I didn't ask, and it wasn't mentioned. So for now, I don't think that will happen. But again, 2025 hasn't even started yet, so maybe it will. So in conclusion, just for the 5 wishes I had going into ClashCon, that I wished for 2025, before we even started 2025, 3 of those wishes has been promised, or really just granted, straight up, in ways I did not think of, which to me is one of the best ways to get your wishes. So you wish for something and you get it, but not in the way you thought you'd get it. I think the work they're doing at Rising Empires is absolutely amazing. They are really moving forward at an incredible pace, and we are getting loads and loads of stuff. And I didn't even mention the board game, which I mentioned before, but now I tried it, so I can really say something about it. That, however, will be for a different episode. So the future is looking bright, and yeah, not much more to say. Anyway, I'm going to go home, get some sleep, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.